Chancellor designate, the Deputy Minister of Higher and Technical Education, Chancellors of sister universities, Vice Chancellor and Principal of Eastern Technical University, Vice Chancellor and Principal of universities across Leone, Deputy Vice Chancellors, Registrars, Finance Directors, University Court members, Senate staff, stakeholders of this community. I bring you greeting from the Eastern Technical University. And as Registrar of the Eastern Technical University, I now want to call this program to order. And we want to ask that we start with prayers. Against that background, I want to call on Dr. Joe Diao to lead us to the Christian prayers.
Good morning, everyone. Shall we please rise and offer the Christian prayer? In Jesus' mighty name we are praying. Our God and our Father, we thank you for this big day that you've given us as we witness another milestone event in the life of the Eastern Technical University. At this particular time, we invite your presence, Creator God. We ask you to be the chair of this program, to lead all the items that have been put on the agenda as we've begun, that they will go as planned. Everyone that is supposed to be here or is not here, oh God, wherever they are, we commit them into your hands, that you help them double their steps so that they can come and be part of this program. We commit our Chancellor designate into your care, as he has been charged with the responsibility of overseeing the administration of this new university. We pray, oh God, that you grant him the wisdom, the strength, the boldness, and every other thing he requires to perform that responsibility to the best of his ability. We pray, oh God, that you work hands in glove with the administration, the academic staff, other members of administration, the students, members of the community, and everyone that will be there to ensure that the Eastern Technical University rises to the highest heights. We commit this meeting to your hands as we have begun, that all will be done to the glory of the holy name. These and many other things we've asked. In the precious name of your Son, Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with you and the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forevermore. Amen. Let us recite the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you very much. You can be seated, please.
We want to call on Sheikh Rashid Bundubaka to lead us in the Muslim prayers.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, as part of the Islamic tradition, we want to open this occasion with a Quranic recitation so that we invoke the presence of Allah and then we leave the rest into his hands. So, Ba'da Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna fatahna laka fathan mubina. ليغفر لك له ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر ويتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك له نصرا عزيزا
هو الذي أنزل السكينة في قلوب المؤمنين ليزدادوا إيمانا مع إيمانهم ولله جنود السماوات والأرض وكان لها عليما حكيما. صدق الله العظيم. الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله الطاهرين أجمعين. أما بعد. I want to humbly ask that we all stand and observe a moment's silence for our deceased Chancellor who passed away in January, the late Professor Lawrence Kamara. Can we please stand and observe a moment's silence? The late professor and other deceased academics who served this country. May the souls of Professor Kamara and other deceased academics rest in perfect peace. Amen. Therefore, I want to invite the acting Deputy Vice Chancellor of the Eastern Technical University, Dr. Lawrence Babao, to give us the welcome statement.
The Honorable Deputy Minister of Technical Higher Education, Mr. Saidu Aziz Kamara and his entourage, the Chancellor Designate, Professor Alie, Chancellors of other universities here present, Vice Chancellors and Principal of other universities, Vice Chancellor and Principal of ETU SL, Deputy Chancellors of other universities here present, members of the University Court, deans of faculties and units, administrative and academic staff, the Fourth Estate, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm privileged to welcome you all to this historic installation ceremony of the third Chancellor of the Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone. On behalf of the University Administration, court, staff, and students, I welcome you all to this ceremony. Honorable Deputy Minister, sir, please permit me to share a brief background of the Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone. The history of Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone goes back to 1924, when a union of Protestant missionaries established a union college in Bolingboo Town, Pega West Chiefdom, Kailam District, to train catechists and other mission workers. The institution was later transformed into a teacher training college by the Sierra Leone government, and it was renamed Bolingboo Teachers College in 1973, with a mandate to train teachers, especially for rural areas. Bolingboo Teachers College remained one of the only two post-secondary institutions in the Eastern region until 1991, when the Revolutionary United Front rebels overran it. Consequently, the college was evacuated in October 1991 and resumed operations as a displaced institution on the campus of the then Government Technical Institute, Kenema, which was founded in 1956. The two institutions coexisted on the same campus from May 1991 to October 2001, when the Parliament of Sierra Leone passed the Polytechnic Act into law. The Act merged Bonibu Teachers College and Kenema Government Technical Institute into the Eastern Polytechnic. The Eastern Polytechnic operated for 10 years until October 2021, when it was upgraded to a university by the Universities Act No. 5 of 2021 through the leadership of His Excellency Brigadier Retired Dr. Julius Maada and was named the Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone. The Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone has 4 campuses as of now. We have the Bandama campus with a land acreage of 200 acres. Kenema campus, where we are right presently, 47.5 acres of land. The Bonibu campus, 649 acres of land. Wama campus, 217 acres of land. Currently, the university has 6 faculties, 1 school and 1 institute. And they include faculties of education, business and entrepreneurship studies, health sciences and disaster management, pure and applied sciences, engineering and innovation, development, agriculture and natural resources management, and the School of Postgraduate Studies. And so an Institute of Distance and Professional Development. This institution has over 10,000 students and 500 staff. At the moment, only 1 campus is fully operational. The Bonibu campus is under reconstruction and rehabilitation by the government of Sierra Leone through the Badia project. Distinguished guests, the Eastern Technical University was established with a clear mandate to provide demand-driven, practice-oriented, and research-informed technical education that directly responds to our country's development priorities. As a technical university, our charge is to produce graduates who are not only academically sound, but also innovative, entrepreneurial, and industry-led ready. Today is not only a celebration of the appointment of a new Chancellor, it is also a celebration of the remarkable journey, resilience, and transformation of an institution that has served generations of Sierra Leoneans. The institution's contribution to education cannot be overstated. Many of its graduates went on to shape communities, strengthen schools, and contribute to national development. The legacy of discipline, professionalism, and service established during this period remains embedded in the identity of Eastern Technical University today. Today, ETUSS stands as a symbol of progress and possibility. From its humble beginnings as a union college, through Bonibu Teachers College, Eastern Polytechnic, and now the Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone, this institution has continuously reinvented itself to meet the changing needs of the nation. Honorable Deputy Minister, sir, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the inauguration of Professor Joe A.D. Alie as the 3rd Chancellor comes at a significant moment in this university's history. We believe that this wealth of experience, academic leadership, commitment to excellence, and passion for national development will provide valuable guidance as ETUSL continues its journey toward greater heights. Professor Alie, your appointment is both an honor and responsibility. You join a proud institution with a rich heritage and a promising future. We look forward to your wisdom, counsel, and leadership as we strengthen our commitment to producing graduates who are innovative, ethical, skilled, and prepared to contribute to Sierra Leone and beyond. Today, we also acknowledge and appreciate the contribution of past leaders, administrators, academic and non-academic staff, students, alumni, and partners whose dedication has brought this institution to where it is today. The achievements we celebrate are built upon their sacrifices and commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, as we inaugurate our new Chancellor, let us renew our collective commitment to supporting this institution as it embraces the future. Let us continue to promote excellence in teaching, research, innovation, entrepreneurship, and service to humanity. Once again, I warmly welcome Professor Alie as the new Chancellor of the Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone. I welcome the Honorable Deputy Minister and his entourage. I welcome other universities represented here, government representatives, our traditional leaders, dignitaries, and all guests to this historic ceremony. May this occasion mark the beginning of a new era of growth, transformation, and excellence for ETUSL. I thank you all for your attention.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lawrence Babao, for such a rousing welcome. As we progress, I want to use this opportunity to recognize the Ministry of Technical Higher Education in the hall. Please be reminded that with the presence of Professor Alie, we have galaxy of academics in the hall. We have university authorities from Jala University, from Anes by Kroma University, from University of Sierra Leone, United Methodist University, Kono University, Milti Magai Technical University. We have Central University recognized here. The Freetown Polytechnic authorities are here. Stakeholders of the Eastern region, government appointees from the ministries and from State House. We have friends, families, ladies and gentlemen here to grace this occasion. I therefore want to use this opportunity to recognize your presence. I want to ask that we put our hands together as we welcome ourselves. If you look at the program, we are at item 5, introduction of the chairman. I am going to introduce myself and the chairman. For this occasion, 2 of us are going to chair. Of course, I am John Joanna, the registrar of the Eastern Technical University. But I'm also going to be joined by a personality that has got wealth of experience across this country. A man whose career started immediately after university education, who took to public service of this country, walked through all the regions of Sierra Leone as provincial secretary, as senior provincial secretary, and later joined the Ministry of Technical Higher Education in the present capacity he's serving. But don't forget, he has also served as diplomat in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we welcome Mr. Sheku Kabo, the current permanent secretary, senior permanent secretary of the Ministry of Technical Higher Education, to join me, usher in the next agenda items.
Thank you very much, the co-chair. Good morning.
Good morning.
Our distinguished invitees. As he introduced me as a former foreign service officer, we do not stand on existing protocols. We observe and acknowledge protocols. because that is what we are used to as a tradition. I stand on existing protocol. Which of those protocols are you standing on? You observe the protocol and you acknowledge people. So I'll do that now. I want to acknowledge my deputy minister, who is representing our minister, who is unavoidably absent due to ill health. And she has asked us to convey our apologies. I will then come to the man of this particular moment. The chancellors of the University of Sierra Leone and the Jaba University, our VC and Ps, they are present, our security sector, and also academic and administrative staff of public and private universities of Sierra Leone, distinguished invitees. But I want to also single out my mentor. I'm a mentee of two people. One, I'll come to the academic circle, but in public service, I'm a mentee of Dr. Emmanuel Gaiman. Recognize him. I'm honored actually to preside over an event as a former student or somebody making a second coming to academia. And I think I read a poem called The Second Coming. And that's exactly what will be demonstrated here. The second coming of Professor Alie into academia. He thought he had retired. But he has been brought back from retirement. This is your home. Academia is your home, sir. The other day I had an argument with my father. He's always proud of his common entrance that he sat, and also the school certificate. I told him that he read books that were written by foreigners. But I sat the selective entrance, and I read books written by an indigenous Sierra Leonean. But he read books written by British people. But I told him that I'm proud that I sat to the selective entrance and read books written by proud Sierra Leoneans. He said, my friend, get out from here. So he always tells me about the history of Sierra Leone, but I said, you read Christopher 5. I read Alie, history of Sierra Leone. So from there on, he hesitated to engage me in any argument. Because I always find a way to sort of subdue him. We are here today to recognize and to install a seasoned academic and administrator, somebody who distinguished himself in academia. He is a household name, save for the Gen Zs. But all those who are born before the year 2000 must have come across Professor Alie. Telefone Musa, we struggled, right? In the university. When he transitioned, he is also another student of Professor Alie. Now he's the head of department at USL. He left us while he was in Mr. Alie. When he came back, he still met us in the university, and we struggled to recognize the transition. The other day, I said, Mr. Alie, but my friend said, but that man, they don't get PhD. We don't begin to put another doctor. So we struggled. But I'm happy that I didn't struggle when we transitioned to professor. I was not there again. So, ladies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm only here to preside. not to make a speech. But I think I've stolen some time to make a speech. And it's worthy that I had to say something about a distinguished individual, an esteemed individual who will be installed shortly. So on that note, I will now invite my colleague in the ministry, the Director of Higher Education, Mr. Emmanuel J. Bomo Esquire, to declare the purpose for which we are meeting here today. So, DJ Momo.
The Honorable, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. The Honorable Minister of Technical and Higher Education, the Chancellor Designate of the Eastern Technical University, Vice Chancellors and Principals of public and private universities, Vice Chancellor of Eastern Technical University, Registrar of Eastern Technical University, Deputy Registrars and Finance Directors of other universities here present, Deputy Vice Chancellors of other universities here present, members of Court and Senate of Eastern Technical University and other universities here present, government representatives here, stakeholders of Eastern Technical University, the LUC of Eastern Technical University, colleagues from the Ministry of Technical University, other distinguished academics and administrators here present from other universities, students, representatives of Eastern Technical University here present, members of the First Estate, distinguished guests. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
What we are doing here today is the installation of the Chancellor of Eastern Technical University. In the university, what happens? We install chancellors. That's what we do in Sierra Leone. In the United Kingdom, in Nigeria, in Ghana, and other Commonwealth jurisdictions, that is what we do. We install chancellors. We don't inaugurate. For the politicians, we inaugurate them. The president, mayors, those ones are inaugurated. But in the universities, actually, in our university, in our jurisdiction, we rely on the statutory provision that enshrined in the Universities Act of 2021 to actually install our chancellors. The chancellors are the ceremonial heads of our institution. We equate them to the paramount chiefs that are also installed. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor, in my capacity as Director of Higher Education and acting under the authority vested in the ministry responsible for higher education by the Universities Act No. 5 of 2021, to declare the purpose which we are assembled here today. We are gathered to undertake the formal installation of the Chancellor of this university in accordance with Section 6, Paragraph A of the Universities Act No. 5 of 2021, which recognizes the Chancellor as one of the principal authorities of the university and provides for the appointment of a suitably qualified Sierra Leonean of proven integrity and distinguished standing to serve as the ceremonial head of the institution as dictated in Section 7, subsection 1 of the Universities Act No. 5 of 2021. This solemn occasion signifies a lawful assumption of office by the Chancellor and affirms the university's commitment to the principles of legality, institutional autonomy, accountability, and excellence in higher education as envisaged by the Act. The installation ceremony is not merely a matter of custom and tradition. It is a public affirmation of a statutory process intended to preserve the continuity of university governance and to uphold the dignity and prestige of the Eastern Technical University, of institutions of higher learning in Sierra Leone. Accordingly, after due consideration of the above provision, the Honorable Minister and the Ministry feel fulfilled that all legal and procedural requirements prescribed under the Universities Act 2021 have been duly complied with. Therefore, with the leave of the Honorable Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education, I hereby declare that the purpose of this assembly is for the installation of Professor Joe A.D. Alie as the third Chancellor of the Eastern Technical University with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations pertaining to that office under the laws of the Republic of Sierra Leone. May this installation bear a new chapter of visionary leadership, academic distinction, and a dedicated service to the advancement of higher education and national development. I so declare. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the lawyer in the ministry has already declared, as he rightly said. I think I wouldn't go back to Freetown without a fine if I do not recognize the traditional authorities of number one chiefdom. Let me on your behalf recognize the presence of our Paramount Chief Sadiq Mohammed Kapua Mato III. I think I also had the opportunity to preside over the election of my former boss. I was SPO, Senior District Officer in Kedima here, while he was Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Local Government. Well, the roles changed. He was supervising me. And I was then a provincial secretary, presided over his election, and he won, he was installed. Then I told him now that you were my supervisor, I'm now your supervisor. So you see how roles change. But he's still my boss. I usually call him Permanent Secretary Emeritus. He said, no, me a traditional leader now. But you are still a Permanent Secretary Emeritus. So you are recognized, sir. And I don't know whether you assure us that we can bend the laws of Nongowa, but we will not break them. That we want to assure you. Has anybody, officer, has anybody been charged for bending the law rather than breaking the law? to try to bend it, but will not break it. We want to assure you, Paramount Chief. Well, we move on. I think I have a program here. Right. I will now invite Mr. John. I want to recognize certain people. Sorry, he's the co-chair. Do that now, sir.
Yes, we also have another distinguished paramount chief in the house. In the person of Madam PC Dr. Margaret Catherine Bayo Bani IV. She is the Chancellor of University of Sierra Leone, but is also here as paramount chief. We also have in our midst the High Court Judge of Sierra Leone representing Southern Region, Justice Bans Kamara is also in attendance. Right at the back. We have in our midst the AIG East, AIG Commander Gogi, right in front. Thank you. We will continue recognizing dignitaries as we progress.
We move on with the program. Professor M.T. Lahai, we pray that right through your tenure, you will not have another opportunity to install another Chancellor. Professor Joeni Alie is here to stay. Before I invite the VC and P of ETU, I also want to recognize his better half, Honorable Dr. Bernadette Lahai, the First Lady to the VC and P. Because we didn't want a situation where when he gets back home, you have problems at home. So that's why we are recognizing the head of the house. She's the head of the house. We are not the head, so women, our wives are the heads of the house because we live, but they always stay with the children. So they are the head. So on your behalf, I now have the honor to invite the Vice Chancellor and Principal of the Eastern Technical University, Professor Mohamed Lahai, to deliver a statement.
Today is a defining moment in the life of Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone. We gather not only to install a Chancellor, but also to mark the beginning of a significant chapter in the journey of Eastern Technical University. It is with humility, deep gratitude that we welcome Professor Alie as the third Chancellor of Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone. We acknowledge with sincere appreciation the Government of Sierra Leone and the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education for entrusting this university with a seasoned educationist and administrator of Professor Alie's caliber. The government's decision reflects a clear commitment to strengthening higher education and positioning Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone to deliver on its mandate of producing skilled, innovative, ethical graduates for national development. To our new Chancellor designate, Professor Alie sir, ETU SL is ready to work with you, ready to learn from your experience, ready to move this institution from where we are today to somewhere in the future. We are an institution with ambition. We are growing in infrastructure, in programs, in impact. But we know that the next phase of our development requires visionary leadership, strategic partnership, and unrelenting focus on quality. We are confident that under your guidance, ETUSL will expand its reach, strengthen its academic excellence, and deepen its contribution to the Eastern region and to Sierra Leone as a whole. Your track record as an educationist and administrator gives us hope that you will champion the values we hold dear: access, equity, innovation, and service. To the ETUSL community, let us receive our Chancellor with open minds and a shared sense of responsibility. The work ahead is ours to do together: court, management, faculties, staff, and students. Professor Alie, on behalf of the Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone, I say welcome home. As the chairman has already said, your home is in academia, so welcome home. We are ready to work with you as we build a stronger, greater Eastern Technical University of Sierra Leone. Congratulations and thank you.
Let me also take this opportunity to recognize the presence of the Chancellor of Njala University, Professor Ibao. We also have the VC and P sitting close by the Chancellor, that is Professor Mohamed Bashir Umar, is here. So we are not still standing on existing protocol, we are acknowledging the protocol, observing them. We also have the Vice Chancellor and Principal of the Ernest Bai Koroma University of Science and Technology, Reverend Professor E.J.J. Momo, not E.J. Momo, he is E.J.J. Momo. And he also doubles as the president of the council. Oh, okay, we only have one president, he's chairman. He's chairman. Conference of Vice Chancellor. Okay, my father was telling me that because I was reading the Local Courts Act, we used to have presidents of local courts. Well, he told me that while he was serving as a district officer, there was a directive from State House that we only have one president. So all the others should be chairmen. They shouldn't be president. So that was how, in the act, you have presidents of local courts. But in terms of what we say, they call them chairmen of local courts. So that's the more reason we only have one president. So all the others are chairmen. When you go to Attara Base, they have a president of Attara Base. No. We have the chairman of Attara Base. Professor, maybe during your maiden speech, you help us with something that we've been struggling with. 34 de Musa, we are in that FBC alumni group, wherein a challenge was thrown. If somebody knows what is AD, unfortunately, the former student wouldn't answer that. So you tell us, we only know about Professor Joe A.D. Alie. What is the AD? So you tell us today. I think this is the right time. Even 34 de Musa doesn't know. Tonya, you do not know. So you will tell us what the AD is for. praise silence as I invite the Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education, who is also, I think, he is the second generation of students of, I'm the first generation at Fobe College. He is the second generation of students of Professor Alie. I will now invite Sergio Aziz Kamara, the Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education, to deliver a keynote.
Thank you, Senior Permanent Secretary. Chancellor Designate, Professor Alie, and visiting chancellors here present, Presidential Advisor, Dr. Emmanuel Gaima, Chairman, Conference of Vice Chancellors and Principal, the Vice Chancellor and Principal of Eastern Technical University and court members, Vice Chancellors and Principals from respective universities, traditional authorities. I want to notably recognize Chief Kapua. You're welcome, sir. Colleagues from the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a profound honor to join you today in my capacity as Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education, representing Dr. Hajara Matulai Wuri, the Honorable Minister, at this distinguished occasion, marking the installation of Professor Alie as Chancellor of the Eastern Technical University by His Excellency, the President, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Mathapio, on 8th June 2026, on the recommendation of the Honorable Minister of Technical and Higher Education. Today is an important moment in the life of this university. It is also a reaffirmation of our national commitment to recognizing capable, visionary, and dedicated leaders who can help advance the human capital development agenda of His Excellency, the President, Dr. Julius Mathapio. But it's also noteworthy that this is part of effort since 2018, as per University Act 2021, to depoliticize the universities by appointing people of integrity, moral rectitude to serve as university chancellors, whilst the president serves as the visitor. Universities occupy a strategic place in our country's development. They are centers of innovation, research, knowledge creation, and character formation. Their success depends on leadership that is visionary, accountable, and committed to delivering public good. As Nelson Mandela once said, education, I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Hence, this government has championed education as a key driver of sustainable national development. The office of Chancellor, therefore, carries significant responsibility in providing guidance, safeguarding institutional values, and inspiring excellence across the university community. I am pleased to acknowledge the remarkable progress Eastern Technical University has made since attaining university status in 2021. In a relatively short period, the university has strengthened its academic programs, expanded opportunities to students, and positioned itself as an emerging institution, contributing meaningfully to national development. These achievements reflect the dedication of the university's leadership, the university court, faculty, staff, and students. But I must state that there is so much more that needs to be done to fully establish the Eastern Technical University as a technical university. We had when Dr. Babao was outlining the history of the university. It has gone through many stages, from training religious leaders to training teachers. It has transcended its initial mandate, and now we expect more from the university. As a technical university, however, Eastern Technical University must continue to evolve with purpose. It requires a deliberate shift from offering every conceivable academic program towards fulfilling its unique mandate of producing the skilled middle-level workforce Sierra Leone urgently requires. Our industries, infrastructure, agriculture, manufacturing, technology, and service sectors depend on competent technicians, technologists, and professionals whose practical skills will drive sustainable economic growth and national transformation. For those of you who closely follow the presidential town hall in McKinney, you must have listened to His Excellency speaking to the need to intentionally build the middle-level manpower with requisite skills that are not only for the need of Sierra Leone, but to global competitive standard. And that's what we expect from the Eastern Technical University going forward. The vision aligns closely with the ministry's ongoing policy reforms under the leadership of the Honorable Minister, Dr. Hajara Matulari. The ministry continues to champion reforms aimed at strengthening quality assurance, improving governance, expanding access, promoting digital transformation, enhancing technical and vocational education, supporting research and innovation, and ensuring higher education remains relevant to national development priorities. As the ministry responsible for technical and higher education, we remain committed to preparing our population, obviously working with the university's mandate, especially developing our young people with the vocational, technical, and professional skills required for employability, entrepreneurship, innovation, and self-reliance. Education must empower graduates to seek opportunities, create more opportunities, and contribute meaningfully to the development of our communities and the nation. The ministry's vision is clear. That is building an education system that is fit for purpose and of high quality, and that meets global standards and relevant to the realities of the 21st century. Achieving this requires curriculum reform, but it also requires a fundamental paradigm shift in how we value technical and vocational education. Skills development must be recognized as an equal and respected pathway to prosperity, innovation, and inclusive growth. You will note the deliberate unbundling of the Ministry of Education, one dealing with basic senior secondary education and one dealing with technical and higher education. In February 2027, we'll be celebrating 200 years of education, Western model education here in Sierra Leone. But we all know that much more is desired. We all know how we have been the Athens of West Africa and how we have been overtaken and how we must retake our place and advance forward very quickly. So that's the call to order. Allow me, however, to recognize the invaluable contributions of the university's leadership over the years, the university court, and all former chancellors whose stewardship has laid a strong foundation for today's progress. I pay special tribute to the late Professor Lawrence Kamara, of blessed memory, whose lifelong commitment to education left an enduring legacy that will continue to inspire generations. Leadership remains one of the most important foundations for building strong institutions, transforming lives, and accelerating national development, no doubt. Like him, Professor Alie has devoted his distinguished career to scholarship, historical research, national service, and the advancement of education in Sierra Leone. We also express profound appreciation to Dr. Julius Sandy, the university's inaugural Chancellor, whose leadership during the formative years helped establish a firm institutional foundation. Professor Alie, your appointment as Chancellor is a fitting recognition of your lifetime distinguished by integrity, scholarship, and dedicated public service. It reflects the confidence reposed in you by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, who serves as visitor of all public universities. The ministry, led by Dr. Alie, is confident that you will faithfully discharge the responsibilities entrusted to you as the representative of the visitor, working collaboratively with the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education and government stakeholders to advance the university's mandate and contribute meaningfully to Sierra Leone's sustainable national development and delivery of the big 5 game changes as outlined in His Excellency's vision. We trust that your wisdom will inspire unity of purpose, your counsel will strengthen governance, and your leadership will guide Eastern Technical University to even greater heights. We must apologize. Whilst you retire, we see you as not tired, as being able to deliver. As Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education, and on behalf of the Honorable Minister, Dr. Alie, and the entire ministry, I take this opportunity to formally congratulate you on your installation that we'll be doing today, and to assure you of our continued support as you undertake this important national and sacred responsibility. As I conclude, I implore us all as stakeholders here, government, traditional, the university community, to strengthen our higher education institutions, develop the skilled workforce our nation requires, and build a prosperous Sierra Leone through quality, relevant, and transformative education. I thank you for your attention, and may God continue to bless you, Professor Alie, the Vice Chancellor and Principal, and the leadership of this university, and us all, and of course, our country, Sierra Leone.
We continue to recognize distinguished individuals in our universities. We have Professor Tamba Jamiru from the Cornell University. I think you hosted us last week. And he's here on a study tour. My grandmother always tells me that if you have a relative with a hunchback, wherever you hear a funeral or a burial of somebody with a hunchback, go there and see how he or she is buried. So he's here on that account. So you are welcome, Professor. We also have Dr. Mohamed Jallo from the Milti Magai Technical University. He's here with us. We have Dr. Moriba Samba of the Freetown Polytechnic. He's also here with us. I'll now invite my colleague again, the Director of Higher Education, to do a citation before the installation of the Chancellor.
I have here with me a compendium of the citation of the Chancellor designate. You know, when I was given this responsibility to do the citation of the Chancellor designate, I said to myself, I'm a lucky man. Why? A man.
Sorry that we would have people that will be playing a central role when it comes to installation. And unfortunately, we have not duly recognized them. Let me, on behalf of the universities and the ministry, recognize court members of the Eastern Technical University. So if you are here, please stand up so that we recognize you. The court members of the Eastern Technical University. You know what we did? We want to install a Speaker of Parliament, and we've not recognized the members of Parliament. So we are about to install the Chancellor, who also doubles as the chairman of court. And we have not duly recognized the court members. We are very sorry. Because you can vote to defer the installation. And we do want you to vote to defer it, because we want to do it now. So is it carried? Carried? Okay, thank you.
So, as I was saying, I said to myself, I'm a lucky man. Why? Lucky man. Because when I was in primary school, the man whose citation I'm reading that, I read that man and book in paper. Primary school. When I was here, I said, what's primary school? Here. Get him, man. And in secondary school as well, Holy Trinity Secondary School, I read him. That was the time, in primary school, I sat to selective entrance. If you did not have verbal aptitude or quantitative JADD, you will not be sure of passing this selective entrance. And when I went to secondary school, the prescribed text, short history of Sudan, JADD history. So, everybody was looking for that book. So, now when I went to Frobe College, I said, my colleagues told me, we were having a discussion, and then some colleagues are telling me, that's Joe Alie. Is that Joe Alie? And I went and stood there looking at this man, Joe Alie. Joe Alie. This man I've been reading on me. Anyway, this is summary, just a summary. Please exercise some patience. Let me read who Joe Alie is. Joe Alie that we are here to install today is a seasoned educationalist, a writer, researcher, and administrator. Very knowledgeable on issues of development and on development in contemporary Africa. Have over 40 years experience working on the history, politics, and cultural landscape of Sierra Leone. Have worked extensively with the National Council of Paramount Chiefs and Minister of Local Government and Rural Development for over 20 years. Prepared a strategic plan for the National Council of Paramount Chiefs, actively involved in curriculum development in formal and non-formal education sectors, was for several years examiner for the West African Examination Council's O-level and A-levels, keenly interested in peace and conflict studies, and a strong advocate of gender equality. External examiner for several reputable higher educational institutions, and have carried out extensive cultural heritage surveys in Sierra Leone and Liberia in the past 15 years. He performed professionally in public sector institutions in Sierra Leone as Commissioner, Sierra Leone Monument and Relics Commission from 2014 to 2018, Chairman, Board of Governors, Moyaba Junction Secondary School, Chairman, Board of Directors, National Commission for Social Action, NACSA from 2004 to 2007. Now the qualifications. In University of Sierra Leone, in University of Wisconsin-Madison, USA from 1990 to 1993. He had a PhD, major, African Studies, minor, Rural Sociology, certificate in African Studies. In the University of Sierra Leone, 1985 to 1988, Master of Art, History. Again in the University of Sierra Leone, 1980 to 1984, Bachelor of Art Honors, History. The University of Sierra Leone, MMTEC then, 1971 to 1994, Higher Teachers Certificates. Employment, tertiary institutions. University of Sierra Leone from 2013 to 2022, Professor Alie was Dean School of Postgraduate Studies. I'm not going to read responsibilities and duties, just the positions. And gaining University of Sierra Leone Friday College, 2002 to 2012, Head, Department of African History and African Studies. Again in University of Sierra Leone Friday College, 2005 to 2008, Dean Faculty of Art. Again, University of Sierra Leone Friday College, 1985 to 2002, Researcher. Research Teaching Assistant and Assistant Lecturer. Promotions within the university. First promotion was as Assistant Lecturer in 1989. Second promotion Lecturer in 1993. Third promotion Senior Lecturer in 2002. Fourth promotion Associate Professor 2007, and the fifth promotion, Professor, 2013. That was in 2013. Other major university positions. Former member of the University Court, that's University of Sierra Leone. Member, University Appeals Committee. Deputy Head, Social Sciences Division. University Research and Development Services. University Public Orator in 2003, 2007, and 2018, 2019. Visiting scholar programs. Institution. Institute of African Studies, Xinjiang, Normal University, China, September to December 2015, September to December 2016, Kalamazoo College, Michigan, USA, September to November 2010. Kofi Annan Institute, University of Liberia, in September 2007, and Quantity University of Liberia. Houghton Military Academy, Leicester Square, Freetown, 2005 to 2007. Public service, major appointment. Institutions. Sierra Leone Monument and Relics Commission from 2014 to 2018. He was a commissioner. Moyaba Junction Secondary School, 2010 to date, is the chairman. National Commission for Social Action, 2005 to 2007, is the chairman. National Council for Technical, Vocational and Other Academic Awards, NCTVE, okay, now it's NCTVE, 2002 to 2007, member. National War Memorial Committee, 2001 to 2006, member. Sierra Leone Audits Education Association, Slayer, 1999 to date, is the president. Consultancies and workshops. When you, please exercise with their patience. When you have a carefully educated man, a seasoned administrator, if you want to know how actually it happens, and that's what I'm doing now. Please exercise patience, yeah? Employing agency, Sierra Leone Free Education Project Secretariat, October 2022 to April 2023. Office of Chief Minister, Government of Sierra Leone, March 2020. Office of Chief Minister, Government of Sierra Leone, January 2018 to 2020. National Council for Civic Education and Development, 2019 to 2021. European Union Teaching Service Commission, August 2026 to February 2018. CIMAT, Sierra Leone Limited, October 2017. Environmental Resource Management, UK, August 2013. Environmental Resource Management, ERM UK, October 2012. Gold Associates, UK Limited, October 2011. Nippon Coal, UK Limited, 2004 to 2006. UNICEF and Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, April to December 2005. United Nations Development Program, Freetown, April to October 2002. Knights, Pistol and Co. Denver, Co. Colo, USA, June 2001. World Vision, Sierra Leone, September to November 1999. Action Aid Sierra Leone, May to July 1999. Government of Sierra Leone, 1st July to September 1999. European Union National Authorizing Office, Freetown, May to September 1998. European Union National Authorizing Office, Freetown, October to December 1996. United Nations Development Program, European Union, April 1995 to April 1996. Publications, articles in land journals. I think he deserves more than that. Alright. So the land journals. The logistics of Mano River Basin, I can understand the class anyway, so hold on please. The Logistics of Mano River Union Basin Conflict, Journal of Social Sciences and Management, Rabi College, Volume 1, Number 1, 2007. With Dr. Senior Doctors. A comparative analysis of teacher professional development models and review of literature in teacher professional development in Sierra Leone. Local government and government in Sierra Leone, Department of History and African Studies papers and series of 2005. With Emmanuel A. Gaiman, Rising from the Artist, Conflict in Sierra Leone, New York, UNDP 2000. Industrial Mining and Agriculture in Sierra Leone, the Facilitator Manual, Freetown, Leather 2013. A Guide to Writing College Papers in the Humanities and Social Sciences, Freetown 2021, new edition. New Civic for Sierra Leone Primary 1 and 2, with Prince Fisher, Accra, Wamat, Publisher 2021. New Civics for Sierra Leone Primary 3 and 4. Can hear 2 and 4 from here. New Civics for Sierra Leone Primary 6 with Prince Fisher again, Publisher in 2021. New Civics for Sierra Leone JSS 1, Accra Winner 2021. New Civics for Sierra Leone JS 3, Publisher in 2025. West African History for African Candidates. A History of Sierra Leone, new edition. Sierra Leone since independence, History of Post-Colonial States, Africa. Online public political history of Sierra Leone, 1961 to 2007. Let me drink some water, please. Please drink some water. We are here to celebrate an academic. Alright, so I'm summarizing. Because if I say I'm going to read all what I have before me, I mean it's going to be long. So let me summarize. Major public lectures. Innovation, some of the books, I'm not going to mention them. Uncounted books published. So major lectures, innovative approaches to measuring knowledge, skills and attitudes of students, endowments from lecture Freetown 2019, the Agba of 1914, letter from the ancestors, saluting, remembered, commemorating the 50th anniversary of the death of Sierra Leone's first Prime Minister at Kidney Memorial United Methodist Church, Freetown, on the 8th April, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the Prince of American politics. Sierra Leone at 50, at the Corruption in Ignorance sessions, challenges, and the way forward. Keynote address at the Anti-Corruption Commission National Integrity Award ceremony on Friday, 9th of December 2011 at the Theatre Conference. Education in Sierra Leone since independence. Keynote address at the National Conference of Principals of Sierra Leone Secondary Schools, Bo City, Hall. Sierra Leone at 50, successes and challenges. University of Sierra Leone Jubilee Committee public lectures. Remembering Rose Parks, a fearless civil rights activist. Colonialism in Africa, LMCT, Social Sciences Department lecture series. Theological education in Changing World, keynote speaker. And then evolution of land tenure systems in Sierra Leone. Okay, and the last one now, Major Fellowships Award. National Education Lifetime Achievement Award, presented by NMG Education Foundation. Excellence in 2002, Excellence Award of Immense Contribution of Scholarship by the Academic Staff Association, University of Sierra Leone. Diaspora Focus Award for enormous contribution to education in Sierra Leone. In 2006, Commander of the Order of the Rockefeller for contributing to education in Sierra Leone. In 2005, Sierra Leone Pen Writers Award for contributing to national fiction writing. In 2005, Brand Memorial Methodist Church, Freetown, recognition of distinguished service of Sierra Leone. 2004, National Children of Excellence Award in recognition of invaluable contribution to the children of Sierra Leone in the field of education. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together for this great man, an academic, seasoned administrator, Professor Joe A.B. Alie, who is our Chancellor. Yes.
Thank you. Our esteemed Chancellor has been introduced. There is a saying, Teddy again, good wine needs no bush. Is that not so? Let me just add, I want to add, I don't know whether Prof here will remember. You told us in our Africanism class, while we were doing political science, that you are not a fan of Bob Marley. Would you remember when you took a tape recorder to class and you played Redemption song? You asked us to listen to the message. At the end of the day, you told us that you are not a freak and that you are not a fan of Bob Marley. I will still remember, but you appreciate the message of Bob Marley, but you are not a fan of Bob Marley. I don't know whether you still recognize me, Levy. Thank you very much. Now is the time for the installation of the Chancellor of the Eastern Technical University. On that note, I will invite first the Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education to come to the floor. The Chancellor of Njaba University, the Chancellor of the University of Sierra Leone, let us have from among the board members one person, a woman, deputy chairman of court, and also a female court member. The chairman, the council of vice chancellors and principals, This way, please. Sorry. You come here. Um, the council of the chairman, I will not say the president. So I will now invite Professor Alie, Chancellor designate, to come forward. Here. Yes. So you have to be silent while talking. So I'll now invite the director and the registrar of ETU to do the formalities of installation. Okay, you stay there. And then now, I'll invite the Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education to formally install the Chancellor.
Representing the Honorable Minister, Dr. Haja Ramat, by the authority vested in me, I installed you, Professor Alie, as the third Chancellor of Eastern Technical University for a triennial period, 3rd July 2026 to 3rd July 2029, pursuant to Section 7(1) of the University Act number 5 of 2021. Congratulations.
Okay, now shaking the hands of the dignitaries, Chancellor. So ETU, your Chancellor. It's no longer Chancellor designate, but Chancellor of Eastern Technical University. Professor Alie, Chancellor of Eastern Technical University.
The AD. For those of us who are Catholics, you know when you are baptized, you are supposed to have a so-called Catholic day. And when you are confirmed, you are supposed to have another Catholic day. So when I was born as the first male child, my father called me Joe. When I went to primary school, they said Joseph. When I was baptized, the head teacher, Mr. A.J. Leone, gave me the name Anthony. And when I was confirmed, I took another name, Dominic. But over the years, I have stopped using the full name. I only use the initials. So that's the background to that. Yeah, when Mr. Momo was introducing me, I felt a bit guilty because there is a saying
The longer the address, the less important the addressee. Because if you stand anywhere in this country and say President Julius Maada Bio, everybody knows. Without going to retired doctor, don't say President Bio, everybody knows. So the longer the address, the less important the addressee. I was also worried, thinking it was an obituary. But that is it. Now let me come to my acceptance speech. The Honorable Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Dr. Haja Ramatulai Muri, ably represented by her deputy, Mr. Sergio Aziz Kamara, and officials of that ministry, members of the Eastern Technical University Court and Senate, the Vice Chancellor and Principal, Deputy Vice Chancellor, faculty, and management team of Eastern Technical University, colleagues from other tertiary institutions, honorable members of parliament, and advisors to the president present here, other representatives of the government of Sierra Leone, traditional and civic leaders, development partners, members of the Fourth Estate, students of Eastern Technical University, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. A few moments ago, a gun was placed on my shoulders and I was installed the third Chancellor of the Eastern Technical University. On a lighter note, I was robotically dressed. I rise now. You will be relieved to hear, not to deliver a manifesto, but to do something simpler and, for me, more important, to accept the office just conferred on me. From the heart, I say thank you. I greet you all warmly, and I will be honest with you. I had told myself I will be composed today. Looking out at this gathering, at the faces I know and the many I'm meeting for the first time, I find the moment moves me more than I can easily put into words. So forgive me if my voice carries a little more feeling than a formal occasion strictly requires. Some things are worth feeling. A word of thanks. Let me begin where I must, with gratitude. I thank His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, and through the Honorable Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Dr. Haja Ramatulai Muri, for the trust they have placed in me. I do not receive this charge lightly. I have turned it over in my mind many times since the appointment, and I have come to see it plainly. This is a mark of confidence, not in one man, but in what this university can yet become, and in the part it has to play in the renewal of our nation. I intend to be worthy of that confidence. I thank the government for the steady, often unglamorous work it has done to widen access, raise quality, and tie our learning to what this country most needs. That work rarely makes the headlines, but it is what keeps institutions such as ours on their feet. And it rests on a truth so simple we sometimes forget to say it aloud. No nation can modernize, industrialize, or hold its own in the world without a skilled, inventive, and disciplined people. Eastern Technical University was built with exactly that truth in mind, and I'm proud to be part of its story. I cannot accept this offer without pausing to pay tribute to those who held it before me. Ambassador Dr. Julius Alie, our first Chancellor, and the late Professor Joseph Aruna Lawrence Kamara. Whatever I'm able to do here, I will do on the ground they have prepared. May the souls of the faithful departed rest in perfect peace. Both men believed deeply and practically in what education can do. They gave this young institution their wisdom and their patience, and they studied it through the formative years. The years when an institution either finds its feet or loses its way. The best tribute I can offer them is not words, but continuity. To keep building a university known for its scholarship, its integrity, and its great usefulness to the nation. I owe special thanks to Mr. Brema Munda Kuruma, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, and Chairman of Prof in the absence of the Aswai Chancellor. He has held the fort since Professor Kamara passed and has held it well. I look forward to working alongside him to carry this university even higher. Accepting the charge, I accept this appointment with humility, gratitude, and a clear-eyed sense of what it demands of me. This university has reached a delicate and important moment in its life. At such a moment, the temptation is always to chase size, more students, more buildings, more of everything. But our task is not merely to grow, it is to grow wisely, to expand without losing our hold on quality, relevance, or the means to sustain it. Anyone can get bigger. It is harder and far more worthwhile to get better. For my part, I pledge what a chancellor can honestly pledge: moral leadership, practical support, and a steady voice for this university in the affairs of the nation. But let me say plainly what every honest leader knows in private: I cannot do this alone. And I will not want to. It will take all of us. Our many elders put it better than I can. It is together that we live the heaven. I ask you today to help me lift it. Why the East? Permit me a brief word about the East. For there is meaning in that runs beyond mere geography. Across the religious and philosophical history of mankind and womankind,
East has stood for light and for new beginnings. The sun rises in the East. The wise men of old, searching for a newborn king, followed a star in the East. In Islam, and in many traditions besides, the worshipper turns toward the East in prayer. It seems fitting then that almost as if it were arranged, that a university charged with bringing light and a new dawn to our nation should rise here in the Eastern Province. And Kenema, I must confess, holds a particular place in my heart. It was here at the Kenema Islamic Secondary School that I began my working life as a young teacher, freshly trained from international. I still have vivid memories of Banguta Street, where I stayed, and later Jojo Street, not far from this institution. God moves in mysterious ways. To stand here, several decades later, installed as Chancellor of a university in the very town where I first stood before a classroom, humbles me more than I can say. It reminds me that education is not only a road to personal advancement, it is a lifelong call to serve, and that call never stops coming. The Eastern region has long been known for its culture, resilience, natural wealth, and above all, the talents of its people. What has too often been missing here is not ability, never ability, but opportunity. This university is well placed to change that old story, and I should very much like to be part of changing it. Work ahead. I promise not to worry you with a full program today, and I need to keep that promise. There will be time enough in the months ahead for plans and committees and the long sentences they tend to produce. For now, let me name only the spirit in which I intend to serve. I want Eastern Technical University to become a true center of excellence in technical, professional, and applied learning. And by excellence, I do not mean a slogan or a banner. I mean graduates who are genuinely well taught, at ease with technology, ready to start things of their own, rather than wait in line for a post that may never come, and able to solve the real problems of real communities. We will keep faith with quality, because expanding without it is simply trading away our good name. And a good name, once spent, is hard to buy back. We will invest in our staff, for no university ever rises above the people who teach in it. Their growth is our growth. We will build a research reputation that addresses problems closer to home, such as farm productivity, climate resilience, technical education, enterprise, and the wise use of the resources beneath our soil, rather than chasing fashionable topics that mean little to a farmer in the East. And we'll grow our facilities carefully, honestly, and within our means. None of this can be done alone. It will take firm, lasting partnerships with government, industry, our development partners, and the communities around us, as well as a relationship of genuine good faith
with our traditional authorities, of whom we shall surely call when this university needs room to grow. Holding all of it together requires sound governance, openness, and honest stewardship. These are not the exciting parts of running a university. They will never draw applause, but without them, nothing else stands for long. Whatever freedom we enjoy as an institution must go hand in hand with responsibility, transparency, and accountability. I intend to insist on that, gently but without apology. To the students. And now finally, let me turn to you, the students. I have saved you for the last. But not because you come last, you come first. You are the reason this university exists at all. Everything else I have spoken of this afternoon is, in the end, in service of you. I will not pretend your conditions are everything any of us would wish. They are not, and you know it, and so do we. The administration is working hard to change that. I ask you to bear with us while it does so, and to help in treating this place as your own. Look after its property as you would your family's property. Use the proper channels when you have a grievance, for you will have a fairer hearing through the door than through the window. Never take the law into your own hands, and steer well clear of illicit drugs, which wreck not only the young person who takes them, but also the whole family and community standing quietly behind that person, hoping. Most of you belong to a generation, the Gen Z, raised with the entire world in your pocket. And I do not say that to scold you. I say it because it is a genuine gift. You learn new technology as naturally as breathing. You adapt in an afternoon to what took my generation a year. You care visibly and loudly about doing work that means something. Hold on to every bit of that. This nation needs precisely those instincts. But let me be honest about the other side. The way an elder should. Having information at your fingertips is not the same as having knowledge in your head. Let me repeat that. Having information at your fingertips is not the same as having knowledge in your head. And if you don't put it in your head, you will put it on your head. The phone can fetch you a fact in a second. It cannot do your thinking. And it cannot make you wise. Real learning remains slow, demanding, and occasionally dull. And it is still, after everything, worth it. Social media is the clearest example I can give you. Used well, it is one of the finest tools you will ever hold. The door to mentors and ideas far beyond them. Used carelessly, it is a thief of your time, your attention, and sometimes your peace of mind. So be its master, not its servant. Think before you boast. Question before you believe. And guard your good name and your few precious hours as the treasures they truly are. Eastern Technical University stands for hope. Not for the Eastern region alone, but for the whole of Sierra Leone, It carries a belief most of us in this hall quietly share, that education remains the surest road we have to national development, to a sturdier economy, and to plain human dignity. So let us commit ourselves afresh this afternoon. Government, the leadership of this university, faculty, staff, students, our partners, and the communities around us. All of us together to building an institution that those who come after us will be proud to have inherited. One of the wise sayings of Sir Milton on the 27th of April 1961, that day, where he hoped that they will leave behind a country worth living. That is still true for our generation. Want to live in a university marked by excellence, relevance, innovation, and above all, service. I thank once more the government of Sierra Leone and the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education for the confidence they have shown in me. I do not take it for granted, and I'm privileged to accept this office, and I give you my word that I will give it the very best that is in me. May Eastern Technical University continue to grow in standing, in relevance, and in the simple good it does in the world. I thank you all most sincerely from the bottom of my heart.
Please, can we stand and give him standing ovation? Join me to give another round of thunderous applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Joe A.G. Alie, the 10th Chancellor of the Eastern Technical University. Can we please take our seats? Can we put our hands together, please, for Professor Moore?
Thank you very much. The Honorable Deputy Minister, Mr. Chancellor, sir, I asked myself the question, who could have done a vote of thanks better than a younger brother and a colleague alumnus and, of course, a mentee. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to thank all of us on your behalf and to thank you on their behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in the life of a nation when the honor bestowed upon an individual becomes a celebration that is of shared value. The installation of Professor Joe Alie today as Chancellor of the Eastern Technical University is one such moment. It is not just merely conferment of a prestigious title or a distinguished scholar. It is the recognition of a lifetime of service, of humility, of scholarship, and an unwavering commitment to national development. And so, on our behalf, all of us wish to express gratitude to His Excellency, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Malabio, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, and Fountain of Honor for the honor bestowed upon you. We thank the Honorable Minister in absentia, the Deputy Minister representing her. We also extend our gratitude to the Permanent Secretary and the staff of the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education. As dignitaries academics, students, and well-wishers gather to witness this history-making occasion. We all celebrate a man whose remarkable journey has become an inspiration to generations. For me and my colleague, old boys of the Weber Boys Secondary School, Professor Alie's installation carries even deeper significance as one of the school's distinguished alumni. His life embodies the enduring spirit of the alma mater. The school's cherished motto, from difficulty to higher heights, is more than an inscription on the crest. It is a philosophy that has guided generations of students to confront adversity with courage and determination. Beyond the academic honors lies a man admired for his humility and for his simplicity. As Chancellor's role was placed upon you, Professor Alie, Sierra Leone celebrates not only an eminent historian and an educator, but also a man whose story continues to inspire the nation. From a lowly estate to grandeur, his ascent to shine is a shining example. Is a shining example that the highest heights are reached by those who do not allow difficulty to define their future. And for this reason, we thank all of you for being part of this history-making occasion. As you go back, may the Lord continue to be with you and take you safely. Thank you very much.